My name's Rob Cormier. I've been a consumer of the Southern New Hampshire HIV AIDS Task Force for 15 years now. It was in my second year of college that I became very sick with something, and I wasn't quite sure what it was. At the time, the diagnosis was AIDS Releated Complex, and I was told that I was about 6.5 or 7 years post-infection, and that most people died in their 9th year. Despite that rather bleak prognosis, I decided that the best thing for me to do would be to continue my education and to make sure that as I was educating myself, I was learning about how to keep my body healthy. A friend of mine who worked with the Southern New Hampshire HIV AIDS Task Force recommended to me that I come in and speak with a social worker. It was a difficult decision to make, one that I was not quite prepared for emotionally. But the people at the Southern New Hampshire AIDS Task Force helped me to see just how far the illness had progressed in my life and just how much of my life had been taken away through illness and disability. I can remember meeting with my case manager from the task force and my oncologist, and telling my case manager before we arrived that it really didn't matter what the doctor was going to say. I had such doubt that I was ever going to be well again, that I was probably going to refuse treatment. She urged me to listen and make my decision after I spoke with the doctor. And it was a wise counsel that I received then, because following 6 months of chemotherapy and intervention with a triple drug combination that was an experiment at the time for treating HIV, my cancer, though it had been, the prognosis was less than 50% chance of a 1-year recovery and 0% chance of a 5-year recovery, went into remission after the 6 months and remained there, and has remained there now for 12 years. We began to realize that this was not just a pattern that was happening in my life, but it was a pattern that was happening to a lot of people with HIV. With the help of the task force, I was able to conduct some research, and then not just sit on that research, but the task force also helped me to get that research to the people that it mattered, to the other people, the other consumers of the task force who were also on these medications, who needed to learn ways to keep their bodies healthy while these experimental medications and their side effects were being ferreted out. Without the help of the task force, I could never have sorted through and determined what services I needed at what time. With the task force, I was able to determine that I was ready to work more, and so got from some training through a referral to vocational rehabilitation. And with this new training, I was able to take a new job. This new job allowed me to make enough money that I was able to give up my Section 8 rent subsidy, and it also gave me enough money that I was able to give up my specified low-income Medicare beneficiary subsidy. I don't know how many videos from how many people you listen to, but I tell you, without a doubt, were it not for the Southern New Hampshire HIV AIDS Task Force, I could not possibly be here today. I'm very grateful for all that you've helped to provide for me, and I'm so happy that Harbor Homes and Southern New Hampshire HIV AIDS Task Force are in their community partnership. Thank you all for all that you've done to help keep me alive 21 years post-diagnosis, after I had been told I had 2 years to live.